Today, we are talking about adding and subtracting complex fractions. What is a complex fraction?
Fraction on fraction. Fraction.
It's a fraction with a fraction over a fraction. These are all examples of complex fractions right here. A complex fraction, it's a rational expression that has at least one fraction in the numerator or denominator, or it could be both. Or it could be both. And here are some examples of what complex fractions are. So your job, this is a division, these are all division problems. Now I'm going to refer to this as the main fraction line. This is the main fraction line, because there's a fraction line here, here, and here. So your job is to add these two up, like what we did yesterday. Get this to be one problem, one fraction, because right now it's two fractions. You want to get these two to be one fraction, and then this is already one fraction. So then what you're going to do, if this is a division problem, we don't divide fractions. What do? We flip. We will flip this one and multiply. So that's our deal. Does that make sense?
What are you flipping, just the bottom?
You're flipping the bottom. So this problem is really this divided by this. So what you're going to do is take this, whatever you get, and you're going to multiply the flipped version, xy over 1. So here we go. Let's do an example.
I don't like these.
This is the second part of section 8.5. So can I ask you, how do you take this fraction, you have two fractions here. I need to turn this into one fraction. So this is like what you did yesterday. What's the common denominator here?
XY.
XY. I need to get these two to be one fraction. So tell me, what would I multiply x by to get xy?
Y?
And so you multiply the 1 times y, you get 1y. Then over here, I have a y, what do I need to multiply this by? X, multiply that by x, so you get x squared. Now remember, I want to turn this into one fraction. Right now I have two fractions.
X squared y over
Yep.
xy?
You could write x squared plus y, or you could write, I don't care, y plus x squared, doesn't matter, over xy. This is now one fraction. It's one fraction. Now check out this bottom one. Now we've got to do that with this. Right now you have 1 over y plus 1 over 1. What's your common denominator?
Y.
Y. So what you're going to do is turn this into y over y. Does that make sense? And now, how will we turn this into one fraction? 1 plus y over y. So now we have one fraction in the numerator, one fraction in the denominator, and this is our main fraction line. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the numerator, and you are going to, instead of dividing, you're going to multiply, and this y is going to go on top, and 1 plus y is on the bottom. Now it's turned into a problem from 8.4. Can you tell me what cancels? One of the y's. And your answer is, now multiply across. I'm going to write x squared plus y because it's a better answer. You should alphabetize these if possible. And then in the denominator, you're going to have x
Plus
times 1 plus y.
Take out an X?
We took out a y.
No, can you take out an
No.
X?
Can you take out an x? You tell me. If you had an x here, you could factor an x out and then cancel them, but you can't cancel them. These are stuck together right here. This x squared is buddies with y. It stays with it. You can't separate them. Now, if this plus sign were a times, then yes, you can cancel. But you can't cancel if it's plus sign or minus. Okay, next. Now remember, a complex fraction could have a fraction in the numerator, the denominator, or both. This one doesn't have a fraction in the numerator as you see it, but I see it differently. I see a fraction in the numerator. Can you make a fraction in the numerator?
X over 1.
Yeah. That's your main fraction line. And then you have 1 over x plus 1 over y. So does anyone see what our job is right now, what to do?
How many denominators?
The numerator is condensed into one fraction, but the denominator has two fractions. We need to condense that into one. So I need a common, what's my common denominator here? xy. So I'm gonna multiply this by y, this by y, this by x, this by x. So in other words, this whole thing is what? How do you turn this into one fraction?
Y plus X over XY.
Yep. So here's your numerator, and here's your denominator. Now, do we divide? Here's your main division sign. What do? We flip and we multiply. There's nothing exciting about this answer. What are you gonna do? Can you cancel anything out?
I want to say no.
You're gonna have x squared y over, you're gonna multiply across.
Why,
You can't cancel out an X.
why can't you cancel out the x and those two x's?
Because they're buddies, they can't be
This is
separated.
stuck together. So think of this as like
Two elephants, if you
Partners.
take one away, one who's gonna die.
best friends. These are together. These can be separated if had to be, these can't be. Yes.
Since it's like flip and multiply, wouldn't the x be on the bottom?
If
Only the second
You
one is
only
flipped.
flip this bottom one.
Oh, okay.
You only flip this. Because think about this, this problem could be written as, this is the same thing. This is saying x over 1 divided by y plus x over xy. Now, when you did these the other day, did you flip this one? Which one did you flip? You flipped this. You only flip the bottom one. Okay? Now, B is a doozy,
Isn't it?
This is, looks like.
and I'm just gonna tell you
It
this.
makes you wanna cry.
If you can understand and do this one, you're in good shape, because your homework's not this difficult. So if we can challenge you guys to do a hard one, then the homework can be escaped.
Is it pretty much just like two problems? And then-
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 3 problems.
Well, yeah, and then
It's 3. This is one problem. This is what you did yesterday. This is like 2 of yesterday's problems right there.
So could we figure out like each one separate?
Yes,
and
you
then-
can, yes, absolutely.
So breaking it apart.
Yes, you can do that. And however you wanna organize it is fine. I like to draw like a circle. I'll go like this, and then I'll draw an arrow. And then I'll do this one, and maybe, cause it's very hard to do it all in one shot, and then you have to like make sure you flip the right one and multiply. Brett, what was your question?
You probably are not allowed to do this, but can you cancel out the X plus 1s?
No. No, you, like these 2 x plus 1s?
Yeah.
No,
No, okay. Okay.
No.
No.
So let's work on that first fraction, the numerator, right there. So totally disregard the denominator. What would you have done yesterday in this problem? What's our common denominator?
Plus 1.
X, what?
X plus one.
There's more. It's x times x plus 1. Did you guys say that?
No. Okay.
It's x and x plus 1. So now, we're gonna go to the first fraction,
I don't understand.
Wait, why?
You already have an
Because there's
X.
two x.
because these are 2 different, this is x with 1, and this is just a regular x. So they're
These are
both,
two different things.
they're 2 different things.
draw these parentheses on there, sometimes I don't make the connection.
When I draw the parentheses?
When you don't draw the parentheses, when
Okay.
there's nothing there.
Yeah, well,
like
when
I
it
made-
wasn't there, that was the problem, was written like that in your book. Okay, so now, I'm going to multiply, look at this first fraction. You have the x, we are lacking what? That. So we're gonna take x minus 2, and our game plan is to do x plus 1. And over here, we have the x plus 1, what do we need? We need the x. So now, I would keep working on this one. I would keep working on this one. I would keep
Working on this.
Remember when we
working
learned
on
the
this
cancel?
one. Should I say it again?
One more
Okay,
time, I missed it.
factor this, FOIL this. X times x is x squared.
X squared minus X.
1x and negative 2x is negative 1x, right? Minus 2. And can you just do this 2 right now, plus 2x? And put it all over?
You put like terms,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Now we're gonna go from here. What do you get when you put like terms together?
Plus X minus 2.
Over. Can I do something else?
You cancel the two single x's.
No, remember, these are stuck together.
Why so hard?
Huh? Yes. This can be factored to be x plus 2, x minus 1.
Go ahead, so.
Okay, so box this now. That's your numerator. That's your numerator, yeah.
Instead of factoring it all, could you just flip the sign?
Flip the sign. What do you mean flip the sign?
Because before you like boiled it, it was x minus 2, x plus 1. Could you just flip them?
Tell
See,
me what
the
you're
two
talking about.
factor forms you have are x minus 2 and x plus 1, and then when after you foiled it and did it again, it's x plus 2 and x minus 1. So instead of going through foiling it, can't you just flip the sign of the two factor form?
Or is that just because it just worked just now?
I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
because
about.
okay, you have the
Don't point, tell me where.
all the
Let's,
way
like,
up.
go up. and
Up
do it.
here?
No, up more.
Up here?
Okay, yeah, right there. You have x minus 2, x plus 1 in the numerator.
And then here you have the opposite of it. So instead of going through this and like foiling it, can you just flip the signs of these and get both?
Flip the signs.
Instead
That's
of
an x minus 2 and x plus 1, and then after you did all that, you got the opposite of that. So instead of doing this whole middle step right here, can you just go from here to here
Yeah.
by flipping the signs instead of parentheses? No.
No. I still don't even know what you're
No,
asking.
you're
because
just
you added
flipping
the
the
two
sign.
X, so that changes it, because you could have added something else.
You have to add, are you saying like cancel these?
No, okay.
No, no.
In the numerator on there, you have x minus 2, x plus 1.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then in the box, go down more. Alright, you
Uh-huh.
have x plus 2, x minus 1.
Only
Uh-huh.
difference
So what I'm
between
saying,
those are
could
the
you go
signs.
from there and switch it to that? Instead of boiling it all.
Well, you have to add this 2x. Did you incorporate the 2x in?
Okay, no.
Yeah, that's why I was missing. You have to combine all this together. Your job is to get these two, you have to understand, you're getting these two into be one fraction. Right now, they're separate. You wanna get them to be under one roof.
Alright, so just.
Okay, so that you have to do it and stuff. Okay, so what is this box? This is your numerator.
Oh, I
That's
forgot
your
about that other
numerator.
problem.
All that's your numerator. Now let's look at the denominator. Now we go to the denominator. What's our common denominator? Now, can I just show you something that I do? See this
Sure.
subtraction? This is what I would do,
Distribute the negative.
so we don't lose it, because that's a common error place right there.
You just put the negative on the bottom.
I put the negative on top. Don't do it on the bottom. Do it on top. Okay, what's your common denominator here? X minus 1, x plus 1. Remember this from yesterday. So, what do we need to multiply the first fraction by? We have the x minus 1, what's it missing? X plus 1. And then over here we have the x plus 1, we need the x minus 1. So now, Alexa, like before, you've got to get this all under one roof. What's the roof? What's the one roof? So we're going to do 3x plus 3. Yes. 3x plus 3, and then minus x plus 1, which now simplify it. We have 2x plus 4 over x minus 1, x plus 1. Can you simplify this?
Take a 2 out of the top.
Take a 2 out of the top. Where is all of this happening at?
It is the
In the where?
denominator, unfortunately.
This is the denominator. This is all going on in the denominator.
I don't have enough room for this.
I know you don't have much room. And I promise you this is gonna be harder than what you'll have to do. But if you understand this process, then you should get it. So you have a numerator here and you have the denominator. So this problem is really, this is what you should see. You should see, I'm gonna rewrite it here. In the numerator, I know. That's the numerator that we just found. And there's the denominator we found. This is the main fraction line. So now, we have one numerator on top, we have one numerator on the bottom, and we have a fraction, main fraction line.
Now we
What do
flip
we
it.
do? Who taught you how to divide? What did they teach you to do?
Flip the
You
fraction.
flip this fraction and you're gonna multiply it by this. So I don't care if you wanna rewrite it. If you ran out of room, you can improvise. Here's your numerator fraction. That's the numerator. You're gonna flip this. X minus 1, x plus 1 now becomes the numerator of the second fraction, and then 2. And now this is the fun part.
Cancel
Start
stuff
throwing
out.
things out. What are you gonna throw out?
X plus 2,
X plus 2, divide. What else?
1. X plus 1.
X plus 1 with x plus 1. Anything else?
Can you do x minus 1, or not, because they're not on the side
1
or
for 1,
opposite side?
1 for 1.
Okay.
1 and
Yep.
1. Do we have anything else we can throw out?
Nope.
No. So what's left?
X minus 1 squared over 2x?
Yep, and that's your final answer.
That's not fun at all.
Hallelujah.
I'm so done with that problem.
I know.
I'm over it.
I feel like I'm gonna get like
Man.
Fraction now.
Sorry.
Thank you.